All right, working on the kernel today. Working on the kernel. I want to make the kernel more amenable to inlining structs. Okay, so I'm doing this. I'm generating these top level, and then I'm binding them to this make struct type. I don't think I want to do that this way. I think I want to keep struct name, struct prop name, struct predicate. The name. I want to keep these. I don't want the set bang. I don't want the set bang. So I'm going to gensim the list refs. So we're going to do like we'll say like define struct. Actually, yeah, we'll do like define struct proto gensim. I think I just do gensim. Yeah, just call gensim. Make gensim, and then I'm going to say define gensim as make struct type quote struct name field count. And now let's see what happens. Didn't like that. Ah. Okay, so now we have our new gensim, which is the make struct type. Okay, cool. So now I need to just get all of these things out. So we'll do like define okay. And now I'm going to just fit these all in here. Constructor proto gensim is going to be list ref struct proto gensim 1. This is going to be predicate proto gensim list ref 2. Getter proto gensim is going to be list ref 3, and then define getter proto gensim list ref struct proto gensim 4. All right, let's try that out. Struct getter proto list. Okay, that's better. That's better. Okay, cool. So now we've lifted that up. The options are still fine. And now I have all of this uninitialized. What do I do with the type descriptor? Set struct prop name. So this would be struct. So then we have a define struct prop name gensim. Struct prop name as listref struct proto gensim. Hey, what's up, man? How's it going? How has your... Well, thank you. I appreciate it. I've had many epiphanies about steel in the last couple days. So but I've been busy with a bunch of other stuff, so I'm trying to carve out some time. Make things a little bit better. I think I figured out how to get reader macros working. That's pretty cool. I got like 85% of the way there a couple months ago, and then I hit a wall where I realized I had to re-implement the reader from scratch in Steel, and then I got discouraged because I didn't really want to do that at the time. But I cranked out a little thing that kind of works the other day in like a half an hour of dedicated focus time. And I think I can work that in. So now I'm doing exactly cranked out a little. See, now you're getting it. Now you're getting it. Okay. But now I'm not doing that right now. But doing that made me think about this, is that I'm trying to make Steel as amenable to inlining everywhere as much as possible. And as a result, I'm working on that. So what I'm doing now is that I have like 3 different PRs open that I'm going to try to land one after the other. But the first was cross-module inlining. I did get that working. I was streaming that, I think, last week. I got that working. That PR is just sitting. I need to finish, like, write some more tests and call it a day. But part of this is that within the kernel, when I do some base level expansion stuff, structs are implemented that way, and the expanded code no good for inlining. So I'm fixing that. And then I'm going to back my way out of it, is that I'm going to try to change my underlying representation of structs so that they are use the C representation so that I can inline struct refs in the JIT. Baby steps though. So we're kind of working my way back, because once if you get if your struct reference or struct getter is like inlined, then I can do even more. If it's inlined, we are big chillin'. Okay, so let me just see what we look like. Yeah, I'm very deep. We're moving in centuries. We move in centuries. It's gonna take me forever to get this shit done. Okay, awesome. Make struct type. Perfect. That looks good. Okay, so I'm trying to undo all of this stuff. So then struct name being uninitialized is no good. So where do I do this? I don't need these to be uninitialized. So then I don't even need... Okay, so then this is the gensim. I don't even need a gensim for this one. I think I can just make it straight up. This is gonna... This is annoying as hell. Okay, so this make struct type, all of these proto. I think I can just lift this out. So this is the struct type descriptor. Okay. The problem is as soon as I change this, if I fuck it up, it will crash. It will not even load, which is really annoying. But I think I'm just going to rip the Band-Aid. And I think all of this gets deleted. And then I don't need to be in this anymore. So I can lift this out a little bit. I think I can... Struct type descriptor. Okay. And now struct name is actually just going to be... Where do I do that? Constructor proto. I just lift this up. If maybe finalizer. I think I just do like... I think I'll just do define. I think these are all just now defines. I think I'm safe there. And then this is just going to be a define. And then down here, in all of my mutable make getters, I think it's just define again. And mutable make setters, I think it's just define. And then I think new make getters is just a define. I don't even know if new make setters is used. And the new make predicate is definitely just define. And now I need to make sure they're actually doing the right thing. So I have to go one by one. So struct prop name. doesn't need to be here. Struct predicate doesn't need to be here. Struct name doesn't need to be here. Okay. And then it's constructor proto. This should just reference the gensimmed name, which is constructor proto gensim. You ever write macros like this? It's horrible. Okay, and then this is going to be, I need to pass now. You've never written macros in Lisp. Curious. What's your new project? You have anything? Predicate proto gensim. Predicate proto gensim. And then mutable make getters. I think we'll also need getter proto. Mouse food embedded backend for Ratatouille. Open issue for getting modifiers blinking cursor working for a year. Nice. Now you know what my follow-up question is going to be. Exactly. I would imagine perhaps less so. Because I don't really feel like you need to spit out like infinite code to get that working. More just like I got to go find out what's going on. But that's just my hunch. I see. Okay, so you did that part, and then you got a little helping hand. You got a little helping hand. This is not even used. So I think I'm chilling. All right, let's see if I made any mistakes. Probably did. Okay, mutable make getters. Oh, I don't even need these args here. Excuse me. Grift v2. Why do you have an excuse to never worry about bytecode or JIT? Predicate proto. Why is that an excuse? What if you want to make it fast? Getter proto gensim list. Are a nightmare to try and optimize or compile. I thought you had AI. I don't understand. Struct type descriptor. Struct prop name. Maybe? Almost impossible to make fast. See, I don't even know what they are. I'm just messing with you. I'm just messing with you. I have no idea what they are, even in the slightest bit. vtable update entry. Like I didn't you sent me the thing. I took one look at it and go, I ain't got time to read all that. All right, that is we've actually accomplished what my original goal was, which is crazy. I think. But now let's actually look at like what got made. Kind of feels odd. Almost impossible to make fast. I feel like you can make anything fast. Am I wrong? Let's delete this. Let's just see what this does. Because Apple is mutable, so I should be seeing. Oh, here we go. It does exist. Unbox. Okay, let's just see what happens. So then if I just do like Apple, like what happens to the code? I would imagine that we get some inlining actually occurring. That would be sweet. It is. It did work. Nice. That's awesome. That's what I wanted to see. So now the last part is that this, it's just like one piece to the puzzle. But that is big. That's big news for me. That's bigly news. Awesome. Okay, so let's just like that was easy. That was like way easier than I thought it was going to be, which is nice. I love when that happens. Yeah, that was a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. That's sweet. Okay, so let's do okay. Okay, I don't want to do the Vex stuff yet. Or the Struck stuff. What else do I want? I want this. And I want this. Rework kernel expansion. Just a tad. I bet that shit blows up in CI. That's okay. We'll get there. I spent the last like week writing a lot of Scala code. And I can say that Scala's pretty sweet. My opinion of Java getting worse. That's all I'll say. Kotlin, I haven't touched Kotlin since 2019, 2020. I touched Kotlin a bit. I liked it then. I thought it was pretty nice, but I've been predominantly writing Scala code. So I cannot speak to the Kotlin. I liked it when I wrote it. I thought it was pretty cool. I've been doing a bunch of like Spark stuff. I think I've talked about it before. I've been working on Spark because I like Spark for whatever reason. And so I was like, you know, I've been poking around at the Spark internals a little bit, poking around at some of their internal API stuff, writing some plugins. Because I worked on Spark related tooling for like 4 years. No, Apache Spark. Unfortunately, overloaded name. No, Apache Spark, pretty cool. Pretty cool. Yeah, Apache Spark's pretty nice. I mean, it's like the thing that sucks about it is it's like probably worse than pulling teeth when you need to like fix a bug or like debug an issue that is like I guess there's two kinds of debugging. There's the kind where like you're writing it and something is broken like cuz it never worked. That's usually okay cuz it, you know, you're in some like iterative mode to begin with. The worst is when you're like working on something and then it breaks just like unbeknownst to you. That is like the worst. That's always bad. But like for Spark, it's like something special. It's like something special, especially hard. I don't, but I'm like fascinated by it only because I spent so many years working adjacent to it that I've like, it's like Stockholm syndrome. I'm just attached to the thing. Okay, so the FXpers work on raw code. They interpret everything at runtime. They can modify values that exist outside the FXpers. So you can't really do any sort of analysis or inlining or compilation. They can modify any existing code during expansion. Everything is possible, no holds barred. Extremely powerful, but really difficult. You know, no real world applications found for FXpers. Meme, perhaps. Because it's like if you can't do any optimizations on it, it's effectively unusable. Right? Am I crazy to suggest that? Like if it's completely unoptimizable, it's more or less unusable. Because like at some point you just hit a wall where you're like, this shit's slow. Like you can't use it. Okay, so part 2 of what I wanted to do is that like I have a representation for structs and I want to change it because I don't like what I've done. And I've changed it a billion times. So this is going to change. I'm going to change this to be I think we're going to go like this. Either this I can't decide. Well, so if I don't want everything to break, I'm just going to leave it as. If someone wants a usable list, they can use Steel. If someone wants a theoretically powerful but slow list, they can use Grift. It's fair. Theoretically powerful. All things are theoretically powerful. That's the. I went to the Bay Area Lisp meetup on Saturday. And it was something, man. It was an experience. Some very interesting talks. Very interesting talks. I particularly liked the Common Lisp set, functional data structure set, persistent data structure library talk. That was cool. I liked that a lot. There was another talk which I thought was interesting. Well, there were like 3 talks. So there was one the first talk was on FSET, which is like some Common Lisp functional data structure library, which I was able to relate to because I've written some of those myself. So I was like, this is cool. I liked hearing like someone else's perspective on implementing those. It's not his fault, by the way. It's really not his fault. The environment in which we are recording is very questionable for audio, and it's noisy. People are just like loud, and we can only do so much with the space. He's a nice guy. He's the guy who does all the guy who records it is the guy who does all the SRFIs. Like he manages the whole site. And like he's on the board or the whatever you call it, the scheme thing. I forget his name now. I'm like hold on. I'm embarrassed. I've met him like 3 Arthur. His name is Arthur Gleckler or something. Gleckler, I think. Yeah. He's really nice. So that was the first talk. The second talk was talking about MIT App Inventor, which I thought was really cool. The talk about MIT App Inventor was like really interesting. Is that they used Scheme on. They basically built like a runtime that was purely Scheme that then ran on like 3 different runtimes depending on their target platform. So they had like different, they use Kawa for Java and this for Swift or for iOS and this for something else, right? And they had this like self-modifying runtime to like produce all the code and stuff. And I went and poked around at the code. It was like really cool. And then the next talk after that was talking about the vibe-coded Scheme.js Lisp, which I felt difficult to relate to, although it was interesting. I struggled to relate to it because I have certain opinions and feelings. But the guy was really nice, and the chat. No, I didn't bring it up. I chickened out. I was gonna ask him. I was like, "Hey, have you run fib of 35, perhaps?" But I don't think he. I had to skedaddle a little bit early, so I didn't get to catch the end. But I did ask him about performance. In his explicit commentary was basically that he did not. It wasn't like a goal of his, right? Like it wasn't a goal for him to it wasn't a goal for him to run performance like at a. Oh my god, my build immediately crashed. What the heck? What the heck? How did my build immediately crash? Oh, that's no good. Fatal runtime error. Fib is faster in my new grift. I mean, that's nice. 12 seconds? We zoom in. Then this is slower too. This is no JIT and no JIT. And also at the top level, so it's slow. It doesn't do any optimizations. 12 seconds good though. 12 seconds great to start. Are you still doing a tree walker? Or wait, no. This is the FXper? Wait, so you're saying the FXper is 12 seconds? Alright, hold on. Gotta shut my computer down for a second. Somehow my build just immediately failed. What the heck happened? With just changing my kernel? What did I do? Failed to initiate panic. Oh no. The GitHub Actions runners are like pure garbage. I cannot stand them. But it is what it is. Still a tree walker, still FXper, 12 seconds ain't bad for that. I'll give you that. Also, my computer is like really fast though, so maybe it's not a fair comparison. Is the code available? My computer's gonna like croak. Again, I once again I don't understand them, so I'm speaking from a position of ignorance. Let me see. We'll take a gander. Shall we? Shall we peruse? Also, the test didn't fail. What the heck happened? Oh no. Now it's going to crash. Adding IO stuff, test not failing. Yeah, I'm a little spooked. I don't know what the problem is here. I'm guessing it's the... Yeah, that sucks. What did I even change, dude? I didn't change this. There was just my kernel stuff? Are you kidding me? Oh, that's devastating. I just wanted, like... Is it too much to ask to just have like a chill evening without all my tests failing after I change like one line? Is that too much to ask? I'm like shocked. Why would this change? I guess I did change some other stuff in the PR. Let me just see. I did change some other things. Not that those would have affected this, though. None of that would have changed. Hmm. Hmm. I'd actually like love it to crash so that I can find the issue. Okay. We go one at a time. We go one at a time until we find it. I'll check out. So is it, you said new account? New repo? Same repo? Looks like fork. Native threads. That's interesting. Okay, it always crashes. It always crashes. that's... What did I change, man? I mean, something to do with the structs is probably the issue. Here, let me just let me clone it here. We say, is it, so is the syntax the same? Okay. Unbound variable. How do I type fib? How do I type fib? Okay, in the meantime, something's going wrong in the native threads. Only with the JIT, though. Which is... concerning. Okay. Okay. It runs. Nice. Okay. So what is happening here? Failed to initiate panic. But obviously if I do no JIT, it's fine. So that's a concern. Let's just see if even that works. Okay. Let's try that. No. Okay, so why is the question? Let's check. Okay, so if I run that, that's fine. Okay, error in defining function. Index out of bounds. The length is 1, but the index is 1. Okay, so something weird to do with the JIT. Can I run with Rust backtrace? Special param. Oh. Special param. Special param. I think I know what this is, but that's curious. Special param. Because I declare. Yeah, it's probably that. The VM context. Interesting. I think I might actually call it. It was a bit of a short stream, but I want to go get some food. And I hear food is done. I had a soup going. So I will continue resolving this separately. Thanks everyone for watching, though. I know it was a quick one, but I hadn't streamed in a bit. Was busy. So, all right. Catch y'all later.